Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Divine Journey. So, since last episode, I have been prepping and doing things for Blood Magic, and I will say, I know there was intended to be a speed build early this week. It'll be out probably tomorrow. The reason it didn't come out over the weekend was due to the fact that I had a really busy weekend, because I had my anniversary and everything. So, I've been working on the Between Lands base a bit. I still have a little bit more to do for the video, but it's just about finished out. So, and then I have to edit it and everything. So anyways, one thing I did forget to grab. Let me get just 4 levers. And you can see in here I've been getting everything together. We have all of our bell jars. Those are done. We've got our 2 stacks of ritual stones, our master ritual stone. And man, I'm so tired of making ritual stones. Like, you don't even know. Our alchemy relay, our awakened activation crystal, well of suffering... the ritual diviner, there we go, dagger of sacrifice, something to build with, and our levers. One other thing that I need to get is a blood altar. Before I forget, we should have everything. There we go, we'll go ahead and order that, because we are going to need that. And I've also got, well, 16 million. It was a little over 15 million. And then I was getting ready to record, and it's risen up. So over here I have finished out our orb setup. So our orb is actually in the place where it should be, and I've built this out to a tier 5. Whenever we get up to a tier 6, which are still a little ways from that, but once we get up to a tier 6, that'll be the last time we have to make a bunch of these runes. Then we'll be done with that. It's going to be great. But I will say that upgrading to the tier 6 is going to take a lot of runes, but it's going to really push these altars to the point where they're really powerful as well. So I did spend a while working on that stuff and just crafting ritual stones and then building and stuff like that. Our blood altar is done. Let's go ahead and grab that. And one other thing that we're going to need is we're going to need a demon shard with a demon in it, a lesser demon. So we're going to have to summon, we were summoning the elementals last episode. Well, this episode we have to summon a demon. And I know the book suggests a fallen angel. Yeah, summon the fallen angel using your arcane pedestal setup with 3 Sanctus, 1 Aether, 1 Terrae, and 1 Tenebrae, if I didn't obtain the demon crystal. It can be any demon. So, that wasn't changed. So the fallen angel is just a suggestion. We are actually going to do the earth elemental. It's cheaper, much, much cheaper. So we're going to get a piece of clay, and we are going to get a couple pieces of terrae. And that's it. Just 3 things. 2 terrae and a piece of clay is all that it takes to summon that earth elemental. So there's our 2 terrae, and let's go ahead and pop over here. Oh, I also did a little bit of stuff with sorting, added some new compacting drawers, and started including a lot of the stuff from the Between Lands into our sorting system and into our auto ore processing and stuff. Because we went over how to, ore double with the Between Lands, so I went ahead and just plugged everything up to sag mills and our smelting system, so it's all automatic on that end. So anyways, let's pop over here and let's go ahead and lay this out. Terrae, terrae, and clay. And it's going to start running. Now these guys don't drop the demon crystals like the elementals did. There he is. He's this little bitty guy. And he does like to give you some knockback. But 1 hit kills him, and we got a demon crystal. So basically what that means is the demon crystal, we can use that to summon the demon as like an ally. And use him for combat and everything. Now if you want to make that fight even easier, there is the... what is it? The Tectonic Girdle from Botania, and that is craftable at the moment. Because that little guy, he does barely any damage at all. The main thing that he has going for him is he's fast and he gives you knockback. But if you avoid the knockback with the Tectonic Girdle, then, he becomes even more of a joke. But he's very, very fragile. So, I tell you what though, I am going to need just some slabs. Give me, like, some cobblestone slabs. There we go. Okay, and I think, let's go through the checklist. And I will say that as we're doing this, we're going to be reading through this book a little bit, because I've done this ritual so many times, but every time I do it, I feel like I need a refresher. So this book will be a good solvent for that. Okay, it says go very far away from your base. Let me check the Okay, this has actually got the checklist. Go very far away from your base, maybe to another dimension, and bring the following items with you. 2 stacks of ritual stones. 1 master ritual stone. 1 ritual diviner. That can place dusk runes or 5 elemental inscription tools. 4 alchemy relays. 4 levers. Your 8 filled crystal bell jars. Your alchemical router, segmenter, and cleanser. Your demon crystal. Your awakened activation crystal. Blood altar, dagger of sacrifice, a stack of building blocks, some weapons, and other survival tools. And make sure you also have at least 15 million life points in your internal storage, which we have all of that. Okay. So I'm going to put this right into there, the blood altar, the slabs. Okay. Alright, so we have to go find a place to put this ritual down. And we are probably going to do it in a different dimension. I'm thinking Eden's right here, next to our blood magic area. Let's go to Eden. Or Edon if you're playing Elix. Shadow games.
Shadow games. Death in the dark.
I love the music for this one though. And I'm thinking what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the ritual up just right over here. I do believe. So let me get just some. Who's shooting me? Anyways, we're going to bring a little platform up like right here. And we'll go ahead and just set down our Master Ritual Stone. Like right there. And actually, I should probably get the quest book out. Yeah, it says, once you arrive at your location, set up the Convocation of the Damned ritual, either manually or with your Ritual Diviner, and place the Crystal Bell Jars on top of the Dusk Ritual Stone pillars. The order doesn't matter. Then place the 4 alchemy relays on top of the closest air ritual stones to the master ritual stone. Then place and activate 4 levers next to all 4 alchemical relays. Okay, that step is all pretty self-explanatory, I think. Let's go ahead and get our ritual diviner. And we're going to set it to Convocation of the Damned. Remember, you can left click to go back. Okay, so if we take a look, this should be a large enough area to set this up at. It does look good. So we're just gonna... Oh, wait. I need all of these. Okay. Let's get this thing all laid out. Okay. And that's what it looks like. That's what this big ritual looks like. Okay, now I probably should have maybe brought more cobble with me, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm just gonna build this out. You don't really have to do this, but you do need a little bit of cobble. Well, no, I guess you really don't need any cobble to build this out. Just makes it life a little bit easier. So, there we go. So we have a little platform, and is this... is that an air rune? I can never remember which one's an air rune and which one's... yeah, blue is water, right? And these are air runes. And then this one is fire and earth, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. We're going to go with it. Okay, so let's take our alchemy relays. We're going to set these down right there, right there, right there, and right there. And these things are actually really cool for decor. I'm planning on maybe making some extras of these. Aren't they... I can't remember. We made them last episode, but aren't they semi-expensive? No, they're really cheap. I mean, blocks of electrical steel, but that's not really a problem. I may make some of these for decor around the blood magic area, because I actually quite like these. I've used them in the past for decoration some, so. Alright, and then let's get our crystal bell jars. These go just right on top of these. The order does not matter at all, so just put them out. And that. And then we need our levers. There we go. And we're just going to put these down like... We'll do one right there. And you'll notice it's going to slow this down. Like they're going to spin a lot slower. That's how we know that they're activated. There we go. And that step is all done. That's everything that we need for that step. Okay. What are you? Angry bunnies. Okay. Anyways, back to what we were doing. Alright, now next up, you're going to have to do these steps very fast, and you do. I hate this step. I hate it. Shift right click and right click with your alchemic router on one of the crystal bell jars, and then right click on the closest alchemy relay. Clear the selection by shift right-clicking in the air, shift right-click and regular right-click on the other closest bell jar, and then right-click on the relay. Do this for all 4 relays. If you did it correctly, there should be 2 different ingredients in the relay, and not 2 of the same one. It's okay if you messed up, though. Just read on. Okay. I think for this part, all we need is the router. I don't even know that we need the cleanser and segmenter. I can't remember using those here, but having them on hand is definitely a good idea. Because I think if you mess up, then it becomes important. Alright, so here we go. We're going to shift right-click, 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 shift right-click, shift right-click, right-click, right-click. Okay, so you can see that on this one, there is Sanctus and there is, what is it, Terrae in this one. And so, instead of it just being straight yellow like it was at first, it's kind of an orangish yellow. The colors combined together. And then we have to do this for all 4 of these. There we go, that one's set. And then that. There we go. So far, so good. So just right-click that. There we go. Okay, so all of the alchemic relays, if we take a look, there's 2,000 of each element, 2,000 of each element, 2,000, 2,000. And the main thing you really have to be aware of is, like, if I didn't do this quick enough, it could have got 2 sets of 2,000 Sanctus on each set. And basically you need all your elements going through at the exact same time, so you have to make sure that this is set up. Okay, so that is done. For the alchemy relays that you linked correctly, shift right-click in the air to clear your selection, shift right-click and right-click on the relay. And then right-click on the Master Ritual Stone, and then shift right-click on the relay again, and right-click on the Master Ritual Stone again. For the alchemy relays that you didn't link correctly, shift right-click and right-click on the relay. And then right-click on the Master Ritual Stone, shift right-click on the Crystal Bell Jar that contains the ingredient. You've done blah, blah, blah. We didn't do any incorrectly, so... Okay. So this step, all we have to do, we'll just shift right-click. Let's grab our relay. And then we're going to right-click and right-click. Just going through each of these, making sure that they're linked. Because the thing is, if you do this wrong, you can, like, really mess yourself up. I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, all of these should be linked to the Master Ritual Stone and sending both of their elements to said Master Ritual Stone. Should be. Should be. I wish they would give you some kind of visual representation. Like, these are showing that they shoot down the alchemic relay, but, you know, these other ones don't. But it's because the redstone signal, but that's fine. Okay, so anyways, step 8. Place a blood altar on the Master Ritual Stone. Make sure you have over 15 million life points and a bound awakened activation crystal. And then right-click on the side of the Master Ritual Stone, then deactivate all 4 levers. Wait until the thunderstorm goes away and your crystal bell jars are empty. So here we go. We shall begin the ritual. Blood altar, see, it rains like all the time on here. Go ahead and do that, and I believe everything is good. Let me double check our life points. We have 16 million, that's beautiful. Awakened activation crystal bound to Asgaard, and here we go. A rush of energy flows through the ritual, and then we have to hit... Oops. Oops. There we go, there we go. Make sure all of these are draining. Oh my gosh, are you serious right now? Should have brought some hearts with me, I think. Okay, that bell jar's empty. I think it's draining them one at a time, though, basically. Oh my gosh, these cinders are getting on my nerves. It's not what I need right now. It does make it a little bit more like ritual-esque. Like demons are summoning up out of the portal and stuff, but it is quite frustrating. It looks like that one's draining right now. Then it should start on the next one over, so. Sanctus is not... There we go. Sanctus is draining. Oh my gosh, these mobs. It's like a mega long thunderstorm here. It's like just wrecking this place with thunderbolts. Oh my gosh, of course I get one more pack of cinders before this is over. It is kind of cool though, because it's like I have to fight my way through this ritual. Like demons are summoning and everything, and it actually kind of fits the like theme of everything going on, so it's just frustrating when you're not prepared for it. Okay, so all of these are drained, and that's drained, that's drained, that's drained, drained. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so now we can move on to the next step. The next step of this. Build a structure by the blood altar so that a 2-tall mob can stay on it without escaping. Summon the fallen angel or whatever demon you have on top of the altar with the demon crystal and kill it with the dagger of sacrifice. Once you've done that, a demon portal will spawn, and very soon after, a big structure will spawn, so make sure to back away. Let the demon village form, collect some life shards and soul shards that they drop, and collect the demon portal with a pickaxe. It's going to take a while to break, but it is collectible. Congratulations, you've just completed this quest. And that demon portal is later used for an infinity ingot. Oh, cool. Cool. I wonder if we're going to have to activate this ritual more than once. That could be an interesting thing. Okay, so we got to build a little structure here. So what we're going to do is just do like that. And we'll go ahead and put, let's see, I need one of my slabs. Yeah, see, if you do it right, you don't need the cleanser. The cleanser's nice to have, just in case you make a mistake. The segmenter, you don't need that for anything. And we're actually past all the hard part. The rest of this is really downhill. So, alright. Let's go ahead and summon this little guy. And we're going to get our dagger of sacrifice. And there we go. Demon portal. Okay. Let's give this some spice. Stuff's going to start exploding. And our Convocation of the Damned ritual is now done. So, yippee. There we go. We now have a big, like, blood altar looking building. Oh yeah, this is going to take like a million years here to break this thing. I'm not going to break it just yet. I'm waiting for our town to kind of build up. But I am going to steal all these ritual stones just because we can. Where's my magnets? Tell you what, they're taking their sweet time to build this structure. Unless it just can't be built in Eden. Which it should be able to be. Okay, well, it's not going to spread the town. I built this out and gave it a little bit of time, but I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the dimension. I mean, I've done these in other dimensions. I think maybe it just didn't have enough land next to it. Now, I will say it doesn't have to be flat, in my experience, because I've built it on top of mountains, and then it just kind of spreads down the mountain, you know. But I guess the land wasn't close enough for it to register that it could spread the demon village, like, down below it. I think I built it too high, is a lot of the issue. So, that's fine. It's not... Honestly, we don't actually have to have the demon town for anything. Because once we get the demon portal, we're going to get 10 of each shard. It's going to take like a year and a half to mine this thing up. But once we get the demon portal, they're going to give us 10 shards, and we can duplicate these later. So, normally what I like to do is use those, was it the Shard of Laputa, and make a big, like, landmass in the air, and set the ritual up there. So if I find later that I want a demon town, what I'll probably do is just make one in the overworld in our base, once we have, you know, the Gaia spirits and stuff to actually make those shards, because we can't make those at the moment. Which isn't, it's not really a big concern. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to have had a demon town, but I'm not gonna do the ritual again right now, because we'll be fine without having those mobs to grind, because we get 10 of each, and then we can duplicate them before too terribly long. So once we get into thaumcraft, pretty much. I guess I probably should have just built it in the overworld like I was originally thinking, but then I was like, oh, we could build it in Eden, so it's like right there next to the blood magic area. Oh well. Or I should have built the platform out like this before activating the ritual, but that's fine. Now, the placing the demon portal, you can't just take this and place it and just spawn an invasion. Unless that's been changed, it's pretty much, it has to be like part of the ritual, and upon activation, it spawns all the demons, but that's fine. Anyways, we get 4 vibrant capacitor banks, life essence drum, 10 of each soul shard, or 10 of each shard, 3 potions of strength. Okay. Anyways, that quest is done.
Shadow games.
Shadow
Death
games.
in the dark.
Again. Shadow games again. Alright. That's fine by me. Okay, so I'm going to head over to... I guess there's not really anything pressing that we have over here anymore to do. So I'm going to head over to the Botania area, because I think that's where we want to go next. Oh yeah, I'm going to need... Actually, let me pop out of that for just a second. There is one other thing that we're going to have to get real quick. Let me clear out some of these masses of mobs here. And we got 52 ritual stones back, which is awesome. Then we'll go ahead and throw that in there, and that's fine. Okay. And I'll put the vibrant capacitor banks over at our capacitor bank area. But one thing that we are going to have to get to make our Elven gateway portal, or gateway core, is... Oh no, we just used... Okay. I was thinking... Oh, you know what I was thinking of? The thermometer. And we're going to go ahead and do this, I believe, because I don't think there's anything else standing in our way of getting that. 2 demon blood shards, and then a soul runic plate, which takes 2 soul shards, electrosilicon, an imbued runic plate. Okay, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to need 2 runic plates, cracked runic plates. How many plates do I have? We've got 16 cracked runic plates. Okay, now I want to get up to Dison, which takes 1 of this one, which takes 2 of this one. Okay, so we're going to need Terrae. We're going to need 2 of that. And then we're also going to need Magicalis, Incendium, Aqua Salus. And our 2 Terrae is done. I'm going to go ahead and get this running. There's our 2 runic plates, and we'll just lay this out real quick. Now, it will be a little while before we can get the actual proper tier 6 altar, but that's fine. It's not really a big rush. Okay, soul runic plate's going to take 2 of these soul shards, and then electrosilicon and large bloodstone brick. There we go. And electrosilicon. And do we have any demon... yeah, we actually have 2 demon blood shards. That's right, I did make enough to make sure that we could craft this. So there we go. We'll get that last plate made. Oh, wait a second. No, wait a second. Make sure this... oh, they want us to make 2 of those. 2 soul runic plates. Okay. What else do we need soul runic plates for? I want to say it's just the thermometer. Thermometer. Energy bazooka. Yeah, that's it. So, okay. I'm just going to craft that for right now. I'm not too concerned about it. Alright. And now we should be able to make our thermometer. Just like that. There we go. And now we can scan things. We can scan lots of things. Now there is a quest for that, but I think it's a little bit farther. Yeah, we have to go through some of this stuff first. Oh, we may start So do we want to go ahead and start getting the stuff together so we can start doing research? So I can at least get started on that? I think so. Let's go ahead and make the tables that we need. I hate trying to find these things because they have like the most like common name ever. Living wood slabs. Okay, let me get a few of those. And we're going to want 3 of these. So there we go. That completes that quest. They're going to give us 3 floral fertilizer. And then they want us to make scribing tools, which... Ooh. Rod of the Shaded Mesa. Okay, so we're going to have to get the Elven gateway portal first before we can actually make the scribing tools. That's interesting. Okay, so let's head on over to the botania area then. And basically, I mean, it's right out the gate pretty much of thaumcraft when we can duplicate those, because we pretty much just have to get to where we can make Salus Mundus, which is, you know, balance shards, and we can do that in the cauldron. And then we're set. Demon Village would have made it easier because I could make the mana spreaders that I want a little bit sooner, but that's fine. It's not that big of a concern. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our Elven Gateway portal. This thing right here. And do I want to use... I think I want to use... you can use either one of these shards. I want to say Life Shard is probably the least important. That's for Elven Mana Spreaders, Botanical Breweries. And that's really it. I mean... I don't see us using the glyphs and the living braces anytime soon. Botanical Brewery, I can live without that for the time being. So, the soul shards, okay, they can also make spreaders. But then also soul runic plates, use them quite heftily. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go with the life shards. There's our Elven Gateway portal. And let me pull this up. Garden of Peace. That completes a quest. We get a resonant portable tank. And then we're going to need just a bit of living wood. And then glimmering living wood as well, which is torchberries and glowstone. Like 3 pieces of that. And then we're going to need the pylons. The Natura pylons. So these are 2 mana pylons each. Okay, let me get energetic alloy. Give me like 100 of that. And then give me some mana diamonds as well. I'll tell you what, we're going to need... Go ahead and make me like... oh, we are out of glowstone. We are very much out of glowstone. Okay. That's good. I'm going to have to go get more glowstone. Okay, well there's our first 2 mana pylons, which means we can make our first... our first Natura pylon. And then we're going to need 2 mana pools. So give me 1, 2 of those. And we'll just come over here. Oh yeah, I need to be scanning things too, but I mean, pretty much anything I have at the moment I'm not going to be able to scan. We're going to have to start from the very beginning of scanning, so... We'll get into that in just a moment, because I would like to get that underway and start actually scanning things. Alphamancy, portal to Alfheim. Let's go ahead and visualize this thing. And I was planning on having it, like, right here. I'll tell you what, let me bring it forward by 1. We'll put it right there. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and set this thing up, just... Elven Gateway portal, living wood, and let me get like 4 carpenter's blocks. And I just want to like make this thing kind of rounded, I think. And then glimmering living wood. And there we go. So there's our portal. I'm gonna have to spruce that up because right now it looks kind of janky. But I don't know if I'll keep these corners curved. But for right now, this works. This works. Actually, you know what? I feel like I kind of want to shift it over to the right a little bit more. So, just a moment. And I tell you what, let's not do the carpenter's blocks. I don't like the way that looks at all. So, we'll just make just the bare bones portal for right now, and then I'll do something different with it. Not 100% sure how I want to set it up. I mean, we could build it down to the floor, but I don't think I want to do that. We'll set that right there, and then we'll set the mana pools back by 1. Okay. There we go. Everything's in order, and then we can just take the Natura pylons. Let me see. I should have enough energetic alloy to make that other one no problem now. So, mana pylon. What am I missing? Mana steel. And then Natura pylon. There we go. 2 of those, and that should complete a quest for us as well. Let me dump that stuff in there. Yeah, we completed the mana pylons, and they're going to give us a greater lengthening crystal. And then the Natura pylon, they're going to give us a spark augment for recessive. Alright. And we'll just put our Natura pylons down right here and right here. Now, I want to make a new mana source for this. I don't want to use this mana source over here. I just want a mana source basically dedicated to keep this thing running all the time. So what we're going to do is we are going to go with Gormialis. Let's see, 2 light gray, 2 yellow, a red, rune of fire, rune of summer. So 2, that. We'll put water in it. That. And water in it. Okay. And this stuff can just go into there, and actually this stuff, the activation crystal, the sigil, and that can all go into there. Okay, so this quest is done. We get a mana lens for velocity, which is quite useful. And we're going to go ahead and just set up our Gormialis like... we'll do one right here, and then we'll do the other one... Okay, we'll do one right there, and then we'll do the other one right here, I think. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And then let's get ourselves just a couple mana spreaders to start with. 2 of those. And this is pretty similar to the setup that I used in Project Ozone. Except in this pack, Botania actually works, so it will be very, very nice. And then I guess give me 2 droppers. Yeah, that should be good. And what's the range on these? I cannot recall. Okay, it's actually a very small range. I'll tell you what, we'll put the dropper here. Actually, let me grab a lever real quick. I want to test this. Because some things can't drop if there's like a flower right beneath them. Okay, that drops though. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we'll put the dropper there and another dropper just right here. And then our mana spreader should be done. Oh no, they're having to craft like a ton of Magicalis. That's what the holdup is. And honestly, I've got all these berries from Natura. I'm thinking about just automating berry medley. Is probably what I'm going to do. So let's get ourselves just an interface. And let's also get a crafting card. And I'll just feed them berry medleys. Honestly, I think they'll consume the bowl, but I mean, it's just wood. So it's not really a big concern. And okay, we know how to make bowls. So, okay, so let's get our interface. Let's get our crafting card. And let's get all of our cables. There's 30 of those. And I think what we're going to do is... Let's see, there's a cable line that runs right here. And we're only going to need one channel for this. And then we'll also need a channel for our... when we automate the portal. So we'll just have that come up to like right there. That's fine. And then we'll do an interface like right here. We're going to put a crafting card into this. And let me get some berry medley. We're going to tell it to keep just berry medley on hand. So go ahead and make me like 60 of these. Because we've got all those berries coming in at a very fast rate. And I don't really have a whole lot of use for them. I mean, I use them a little bit with the runes, but that's about it. So, originally I was thinking about using steak, but... Alright, keep 64 on hand at all times. Okay, there we go. And then what we're going to do is, let's get some item conduits. 30, that's more than enough. And then we're also going to want some sort of a timer. Are we out of redstone? Are you serious? Whoa, we are. That's bad. I need to go mining. I've been holding out like a little bit because I'm just like, well, we're about to get into a quarry, but oh man, this is bad. We're getting down to the nitty gritty at this point, which is not a good thing. All right, I'm gonna want just a timer. Okay, I may have to take a mining break here in just a second. Timer, anode, and then we're gonna need 3 conductive plates. Oops, there we go, and we'll get our timer. And then I'm also going to want some redstone conduit. Okay, that's enough of it. And then can we also get like these will work, 2 comparators. Okay, we're going to do just a little bit of redstone here. A little bit of redstone work. Let me come down. Let's see. Which this stuff right here is all going to be hidden, so I'm just going to pull that up. And we're going to put a timer down, like right here. Don't I have a screwdriver? Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this. We're going to have out facing in that direction. And we're going to set the timer to a number. Go ahead and grab a berry medley here. And let me get one to the forest. And if I was to throw this down, whoops. We're going to put our mana spreaders like right here will be one. We'll bind it over to there. And we'll set another one right here, bind it over to there, and then we're going to bind our flowers to those. And, I mean, we could upgrade these, but honestly, it's going to be more than enough mana production to keep this thing, because it's only going to be keeping this portal open. That's all these Gormialis flowers are going to be doing. So I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'm not going to worry about upgrading these spreaders either, because they match the wood. I want them to match the wood, and I think they look better than if I did it like a Dreamwood or something like that anyways. Okay, so I'm going to set this timer to, we're going to say 20 seconds. Okay, and let me get my wrench. And we're going to connect these over like that, and then we'll just bring this over and plug it into the dropper. And then plug that one into the dropper. Okay. And so anytime this pulses, it's going to pulse the dropper. And then we're going to set up an item conduit line that feeds into the droppers. We're going to say that you can insert. And no, I don't want items to go into the mana spreader, but thanks though. I do appreciate that. Insert. I'll just bring that over. And we're going to say that you round robin extract, and it's going to start feeding into these droppers. Berry medleys. And then every time that this pulses, there we go. We're going to start producing mana. And so I'm hoping, yeah. Okay, we don't even need 20 seconds. That's way overkill. Let's go down to 10 seconds. And when these empty, there we go. There's another one. And they just emptied, and there we go. Okay, that's perfect. 10 seconds is great with berry medleys. So these are going to start filling up. And then I do want to add some redstone control to this so that if these get filled, it's going to stop eating berry medleys. Which it's going to be something that kind of cycles on and off a lot. Just because the nature of it. Because, you know, the portals in 1.7, of course it's different now in 1.10, but in 1.7, the portal had like a constant mana drain. I'm missing... Oh. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set comparators up. And we're going to say out And, whoops, I need the screwdriver. Okay, out comes out right here. Then again right here. And so basically this is going to output a signal based on how full that is. And so let me get... Oh, I'm going to need redstone. Okay, I'm going to have to go get some redstone. Okay, give me just a moment. I'm going to pop underground here real quick and just go grab a little bit of redstone. And there we go. Didn't take very long. Not too long at all. Hey! And that's 14 blocks of redstone. Okay. Okay, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set redstone just directly beneath these comparators. And then let me get just a couple comparators, like 2 of them. And then I'm also going to want levers, like 2 levers. So then what we're going to do is we're going to have the redstone come out, and we're going to replicate this on both sides. And we're going to put a comparator, just like right here. And then, let's see, let me dig this back just a little bit. And we're going to set our lever just right here. We're going to activate it and redstone coming through like that. So this is only going to emit a redstone signal when it is equal to or higher than whatever redstone signal we're feeding in, which is 15. So this is going to have to be full before this emits any kind of a redstone signal. So then what we'll do is, how many blocks back is this? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just bring our redstone line back. And then right here we're going to switch over to insulated redstone conduit. And we're just going to bring this up. Okay, that's perfect. And then we'll go ahead and just do that. Okay, so then it's going to plug into the back of the dropper. I'm going to have to come through and facade that. And basically what that's going to do is if this was to get a redstone signal, you'll notice that it shuts off this. It's going to shut off this dropper because the dropper runs on pulses. So that one just dropped food. That one's still spreading, but this one has stopped because this mana pool, basically we're simulating this mana pool being filled. So then if I remove that, remove the redstone signal, it's going to start pulsing again because food is dropping on this side. And then we're going to replicate this same thing on the other side. So redstone right there, and then we'll have our comparator right there, and redstone, a lever activated, and then that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our insulated redstone conduit right there. Okay, that should be everything that we need. We'll just bring this up, and there we go. Okay, so if these mana pools get filled, it's going to stop running. Of course, this thing's going to have like a constant mana drain. Ever so slightly, but it's going to keep it from, you know, we're going to try to preserve as much mana as we can along the process. And is this thing not... Did I not put the crafting card in this? I did. It should know how to make berry medleys. Like... Oh, we're out of oak... Does it not know how to make oakwood slabs? Okay, let me teach it that. I taught it how to make bowls, but I didn't teach it how to make oakwood slabs, so... There you go, that's how you make those. And we'll just pop that into there. And now we should see berry medleys being crafted. There we go. Now it's crafting them. I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? I know I have the stuff to make berry medley. And let's see, how are we doing on mana? It's filling up at a decent rate. Now this is going to have to get like, what is it, like halfway full or something before we can activate this. So we're not going to be able to activate this just yet, but that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay, I left this running for just a bit while I was editing footage, and you can see we've got a bunch of mana in here now. This does generate this. It generated about that much in probably 30 minutes or so. So we're setting way over. I think it's like a sixth of a mana pool. I don't remember the exact amounts. I usually let it get about half full and then activate it. But and if you take a look down here, the redstone power is 9 at the moment. So eventually this will shut off. It's just going to take a little while because it's got to get completely filled before it does that. But anyways, we are ready to activate this thing. So if we just right-click the Elven Gateway portal, there we go, and you can see the mana dropped off a little bit in these, not all that much. And we now have our activated portal. And the first thing we're going to do is just chuck our book through and get our new Lexica Botania with the Elvenguard stuff. I'm not going to read through all of that. This is likely not your first time through Botania. If you're interested in it, you can read it, but this is only like the 500th time I've activated a Botania portal. Okay, so now that that's set up, we're going to go ahead and just automate it, because why not? And I guess we're going to use a formation plane setup for this, for automating this. And I was doing some thinking, and I think what we might do for the Elven portal design is do like a framed portal. Is kind of what I'm leaning towards, I think. But let's go ahead and get... Oh, I'm missing redstone. There you go. Give me an import bus. Between episodes, I am going to go mine up just a little bit of redstone and glowstone, but next episode we'll have a quarry, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. But anyways, let's get our interface. Let's get some cables. Honestly, 3 is probably enough. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this import bus and we're going to set it up. I guess we'll put it like right here, I think. And let me get some conduit. I want just ME conduit. And then what we'll do is we'll just bring this up through there. It's going to plug up this interface. The interface is going to plug into a chest. Oh, there we go. It just doesn't render through the portal, which is actually kind of nice. You can't see it through the portal. You just see the interface. So it feeds into a chest, and let me go ahead and just tell the interface that's facing up into that chest. And then let me go ahead and order a vacuum chest as well. And our import bus, let me grab that. And basically all we're going to do is we're going to set an import bus on top of this chest. We're going to put a glass cable right there. And then we're going to put a formation plane. It's kind of tricky to place this thing, actually. Formation plane right there. So the formation plane is facing directly into the portal. And we'll go ahead and say block placement. We're going to drop items, drop the blocks as items. So it's going to drop them into the Elven portal. And then let me get our vacuum chest. And let me get a filter. Basic item filter. And that's about it. That's actually about it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this vacuum chest, I think we'll put it right here. And we'll put the filter into there. Let me go ahead and clear that out. And we're going to tell it what items that it can pick up. And basically we're going to be picking up Dreamwood, Dragonstone, Pixie Dust, Elementium, Alfglass. Those 5 things. Now, if we eventually need more things through the portal, like for example, let's see, it makes Dreamwood, it makes Elementium, block of Elementium, Pixie Dust, Dragonstone, oh yeah, Elven Quartz, Alfglass. You can trade iron to get iron. Ender Pearl. Lamb Crystal. Cook lamb chop makes lamb crystal. Okay, so altogether we're going to have like Dreamwood, Elementium, Pixie Dust, Dragonstone, Elven Quartz, Elven Glass, and lamb crystals, I guess, long term. 7 things? Okay, so this first thing we're going to set up is only going to cover 5. I'm not going to worry about the Elven Quartz and the lamb crystals right this second, but eventually we can add in another vacuum chest. Honestly, what I'm probably going to do then, since we'll eventually have 2 of those, is we'll put the vacuum chest right here instead. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring this back. And let me get an item conduit. Just wrench that off. We're going to say that you can insert into this interface, and we'll just bring this back to like right there. And we'll put our vacuum chest down right there. And we'll say that you... Let me grab this stuff out. And we'll say that you can extract... No, I'm going to say active with signal first. Okay, and let's get the stuff that we're going to need to convert. I do believe. So let's go ahead and set up a recipe. We're going to start with the mana pearl. We're going to say it's processing. And can I get some more patterns? Like... Oh, no, I'm out of glowstone. Give me 5 patterns. That'll be fine. Really only need like 1 for this. Alright, so we're going to start off with the mana pearl. And we get a pixie dust. Mana steel, we get elementium. Mana diamond, we get dragonstone. Mana glass, we get elf glass. Living wood, we get dream wood. We'll just go ahead and convert all of those things. And then we'll set up our recipe. So if you send a mana pearl, then you're going to get pixie dust. And we'll encode. And then if you send a mana diamond, you're going to get dragonstone. And we'll encode. My inventory's a mess right now. If you send 2 mana steel, then you're going to get elementium. If you send mana glass, you're going to get elf glass. And then lastly, if you send living wood, then you're going to get dream wood. That is everything. And we'll just put this into the interface. There's all 5 of those. And then down here, we're going to, down here on the vacuum chest, we're going to say you can get dream wood, elf glass, and then we'll say that you can extract always active, and that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Now, did we complete, how much of these do we need? 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, so we need 4 of everything. That's great, because that means we can order it and see it in action. So, if I come over here and I ordered, let's just pull up at Botania. Give me 3 elf glass. And give me 3 elementium, dream wood, 3 pixie dust, and 3 dragonstone. Oh, it's offline. Duh. Let's get quartz fiber. And we'll get a couple pieces of Fluix cable. Totally forgot to run the energy over. Okay, it just started raining and I got a cinder fall, but you can see it's throwing the items through and it's making, like there's elementium. If we take a look now at Botania, there's our elf glass, there's our dream wood, there's our dragonstone, there's our elementium, there's our pixie dust. So it made all of those. I just totally forgot to send energy up to that. So we don't actually need to make a network since it's only 2 channels. It works fine without it. Oh, gosh. Okay, so our quests should be done. All 5 of those are knocked out. And we can get a Spark Augment Isolated. Black Lotus. Another Black Lotus. Another Black Lotus. And another Black Lotus. Just a bunch of Black Lotuses. Okay. And our Elven Mana Spreader, I think we're going to go ahead and make 1 of those. So, let me get... go ahead and give me like 100 dream wood. Might as well. And you can see it's dropping these. Now, we could... Couldn't we do acceleration cards? We may do that. Well, the only thing is... Oh, we've got 4 right here. Let's go ahead and take these acceleration cards and we can make this a little bit faster. There we go. Now it's just chunking through some dream wood. And if we take a look here... There we go. 104. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make just a quick recipe here. We're going to do a crafting pattern. And we are going to teach it how to make Elven Mana Spreaders. And I think we're going to use the... let's see, make me a mana spreader. Make me a standard one. And honestly, I guess I'm going to teach it with the life shard recipe. And let's go ahead and teach it. That's how you make an Elven mana spreader. Just so that we've already got the recipe in there, I'm going to go ahead and dump those shards into there. And I'll tell you what, let me actually get one of each of these. Just to make sure nothing happens. No freak accident happens and I lose those. Because we're going to automate the creation of those a little bit later on. But like I said, I don't think we'll actually have to farm any of those, thanks to the quest reward. Alright, let's get our mana spreader. Give me one of these. Huh, it didn't complete the quest. Maybe because I didn't actually craft it myself. Okay, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to set up our mana pool, like right here-ish. Like right there. Yeah. We're going to set it right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and just pull our potency lens off. Oh, just took my mana spreader. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and... Well, I was thinking about using that velocity lens and doing a potency velocity lens, but... no, I'm not going to, after all. Because it's gonna make it lose its mana... Start losing mana a whole lot faster, and that's not something that I want. So if I sent that over to this pool, if I was to put the potency lens on here, okay, it can make it all the way over. So okay, that's perfect. And I'm gonna go ahead and send mana from this over to there as well, because I want to empty that pool off, because that pool can go now. We don't need that mana spreader in that pool there anymore. And then let me get a spreader, and I tell you what, let me just go ahead and make one more Elven mana spreader. Manually make it so that we can complete the quest, and we get a dispersive spark augment, which is actually a really good one. We are tearing through some botania right here. And we'll go ahead and set up our first mana pool. Well, actually it needs to go right here. But for right now's purposes, we're going to set it right here. And then we'll move it a little bit later on, I guess. Yeah. So right there, and we'll just connect it over into that mana distributor so it can start filling up both of these pools. And then I'm also going to want one other spreader. So let me just go ahead and order... well, I'm going to wait until I get rid of this one, actually, because this potency lens is going to go on here. This pool is going to get moved to here, and then I'm going to have another pool setting right here that feeds this mana distributor. So I'll use this mana spreader to make that other Elven mana spreader once that's gone. And then we'll have our Alchemy Catalyst, our Conjuration Catalyst, just like that. Okay, now one other thing that I would like to do real quick is we should be able to get our Rod of the Shaded Mesa, because it's just a couple Dreamwood twigs and some Dragonstone. So let's go ahead and get 3 of those, and we'll get our Rod of the Shaded Mesa. And I don't believe there's a quest for that. I mean, it looks like pretty much the rest of it is just the Greater Ring of Magnetization, which we will make that, but we can't make it yet because it takes all that like super crazy witchery stuff. But it's mainly Gaia related, and then some flowers that we're going to be automating later for some other stuff. Because we're far from being done with Botania, even after we defeat the Gaia Guardian, you know. But since we got the Rod of the Shaded Mesa, we should be able to get our Scribing Tools. So these right here, it's just feathers, pulverized coal, ink, whatever, and a glass bottle. So there we go. Oh, and oh wow, it consumes the Rod of the Shaded Mesa. It's not really a big deal because it's not expensive, but it's kind of surprising that it consumes that. Okay, and we get 3 more floral fertilizer, which I don't think we have any use for that at the moment. Requires a quest to be completed elsewhere. Probably the Soul Runic Plate. Okay. Let me go ahead and get an Elven Quartz. I feel like going ahead and setting up that other vacuum chest. So, vacuum chest right there. We're going to put a filter in there. Say that you pull Elven Quartz. And I'm just going to plug this up. But I do know that it's about wrapping up point, so I think that we are going to end it out here. Next episode, we're going to start doing some very basic thaumcraft stuff. Okay? And then we're also going to get our quarry up and going, because I am so ready for that. Then after that, let's see, basic thaumcraft stuff, quarry. We may start moving towards the Gaia Guardian. That is something that we're going to be doing in the next couple episodes. But honestly, since we're doing the quarry, we'll probably do a little bit of power. Probably bump up power just a little bit. So that's the plan for next episode, is a little bit of power, quarry, thaumcraft. So, because I would like to get the basics of thaumcraft starting. That way I can start scanning and kind of going through that whole process. That's not terribly exciting, doing all that research and stuff and whatnot. So, I mean, this is fully automated. This is running. Mana's automated. Mana's actually going to be shutting off a little at a time fairly soon. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty well done. And I'm happy with it. I am going to have to clean this up because I want to hide the droppers. I want to hide some of this area back here and have this kind of like framed in. That's okay. The main thing I didn't like seeing is the chest, and you can't see it, but I will probably move some of that stuff around, and so it's a little bit cleaner looking. But we won't ever have to manually make anything. Well, there is that cooked pork chop thing. The cooked lamb chop, raw lamb chop to obtain kill sheep as at least a level 2 werewolf. Okay, so it's going to be a while before we can even get that. So, but yeah, so I feel like we got a bit of progress done. Kind of sad that our demon invasion didn't really spawn for us, but that's okay. It's not really a big concern, thanks to the quest reward. So, otherwise I would be making another ritual, which is no fun. Basically, the city just spreads, and then there's demons that spawn. You can kill them, but it's not really necessary, I don't think, in this pack. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And like I said, there should probably, maybe, most likely be a build video out tomorrow for Between Land stuff. So, just a heads up. But anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. And I feel like we're really reaching a really good spot in the pack. Like, this is where magic really takes over, kind of thing. And the automation's a lot more fun, I feel like, for a lot of this stuff than just plugging up machines, you know. That's one thing I love about this pack, is there's so much magic to do. So much of it. But anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.